channel, and today I'll be doing for you my first recipe, my first live recipe, and we're going to do apple pie muffins. These are really good. I can't keep my kids out of them, but we're making them tomorrow at my son's school, so I need to prepare about 50 muffins today in advance. So I thought this would be a great time to do my first video. I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I promise I'll get better, but just bear with me. But hopefully you'll learn some things and enjoy the recipe. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with peeling the apple. So there's tons of different ways to peel the apple. I even have a fancy little lathe that spins it, and I probably should have got that out today, but just wanted to get the peel off real quick. We're actually going to only use half the apple for this recipe. It makes about 7 or 8 regular sized muffins, so I'm just going to get most of the peel off. It won't be perfect, and I will get to give the feelings to our chickens. We have about 22, 23 golden lace Wyandotte hens. They started laying about 2 weeks ago, and we have really enjoyed their eggs. Connor's enjoyed it, Hunter's enjoyed it, Anna enjoys going to feed the chickens. So we're just going to take these apples first. I'm going to cook these apples to go into the muffins just a little bit because I want them to be tender. They really like an apple pie. No one likes a apple pie that has kind of hard apples. So to speed this process up along so they'll get tender, I'm going to put them in just on the stove top with a little water, and we're going to get them tender. And you can actually cheat and do it in the microwave for about a minute. I know some people are anti-microwave, and I usually am, but sometimes you need some shortcuts. You know what I think I'm going to do? Whole apple. And if I change my mind later, and I'm just going to remove the core this way and go. So this is my first video. It's not perfect. I had to wait for the baby to go to sleep. So hopefully she'll stay awake while I do this video. She's cute, but she would be trouble trying to get things done here. Okay, so let's hurry up and get these cooking on the stove with just a few tablespoons of water, and I'm going to cover them just so they can steam a little bit and be tender for when I add them to the muffins. Okay, I'm going to just put these in a pot. Actually, here's my pot. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Okay, so those are on medium-low heat, just to get tender, just to kind of speed the process up. And next we're going to start on the main component. So we're going to get the batter ready. This is really easy. The past couple years I'm using a lot more prepared almond butter or cashew butter or sunflower seed butter versus the almond flour and coconut flour. I still use those combinations, but the texture of the almond butter and cashew butter and even peanut butter is really amazing. Like, you'll think you're eating the real deal cupcake when it's almond butter or cashew butter. It's really amazing. So when I'm making goods for new people who are not accustomed to the grain-free, low-carb way of eating, I like to kind of get them hooked with using the almond butter or cashew butter or even sunflower seed butter, because sunflower seed butter is great for those who have nut allergies. Now, sometimes things turn green, and there's a chemical reaction that goes on when the sunflower seed butter muffins cool, or whatever baked good cool, it turns green, and that's a whole nother, we'll have to do another video on just that so you can witness that. It's kind of cool. Let's go ahead, and this is almond butter, okay, and I'm going to add to it 2 eggs, and these came from our chickens. So far we have about 22 golden wine dots that started laying about 2 weeks ago. We love their eggs. They're just yummy. And we have one Easter egger that we probably got about a year ago, and she's the only one we named. Her name is Precious, and my son loves her. My middle son really loves her. So let's go ahead and add our cinnamon, because what would apple pie muffins be without cinnamon? I'm going to use a half a tablespoon. And you could add pumpkin pie spice, but I know kids, after cooking for kids a while, sometimes they're not used to certain flavors, like the cloves. That may be too much for them. So cinnamon is a good way to be safe, and I know that I hope they'll like it. So I'm going to now add half tablespoon of baking soda, and then half teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. And this is going to be really fun tomorrow to do in front of the kids, because they're going to get to witness the bubbles and get to teach about a little bit of science. That's just cool to me. Baking is science, so I think we need to get our kids interested in baking at an early age, so they'll know how to cook, because a lot of kids don't know how to cook, and they're very finicky because they haven't been exposed to different flavors. So hopefully this will expose the kids tomorrow to some healthy treats, and I'm even going to send the recipe home with them, and maybe their parents will make the cupcakes for them. So I've got almond butter, eggs, soda, vinegar, honey, cinnamon. I am going to add some honey. I use honey in my recipes sometimes, and it's just for a little additional sweetness. I'll use stevia as well, but this is special honey because it came from our bees. We harvested about a month ago, and the more you learn about bees, from how the queen is created, they feed it a special royal jelly versus the other bees get fed, different things. It's just really amazing. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to do a little video, and I'll go and show you our bees and our chickens, because I just love them. So I think that is going to be all of our main ingredients. So I'm just going to whisk it. Now you can use a mixer. That is not a problem. Probably whisk would be a little better here. Again, bear with me today. I'm trying to do this in a hurry while the daughter sleeps. Just know she's going to wake up at any moment. Now, I am going to add a little bit of stevia to this, and I'm just going to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's not stevia. I do like using stevia. Like I said, if you use too much, it can taste bitter, so I'm actually going to use a little less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. Again, these are for the kids. These are the first time I've baked for them, so I want to make sure these are pleasing to the palate. And I want to add a little bit of honey. So these will be sweet, not super sweet, but they will have no traditional added sugar, but of course they will have honey, but they'll still be lower in carb than any other muffin. Okay. So I'm going to check on my apples real quick. Okay. So we're going to put all these apples in. So it'll be nice, and this adds a lot of moisture, but not too much moisture. They're just really good. So you just have to taste them and see, and that's not going to affect it that these are warm going in to the batter. So let's get our muffin tin, and I'm just going to place. Now you could butter or oil the wells of the muffin pan, but I like the wrappers. But I do think with the little mini ones I'm going to make for the kids tomorrow, I think I'm probably going to, since it's going to be mini muffins, I'm just going to butter the wells, and it'll give a little brown texture on the outside. So I'm going to use a 3 tablespoon measurement scoop. I love my scoops. Scoops are wonderful. If you don't have scoops, you're missing out. Meatballs, measuring biscuits, doing this. Just so much easier, saves so much time, and you don't even realize how much time you save until you have one, or you don't have any. So I have about 4 different sizes. And I could make these bigger, but Sometimes I use a 1/4 of a cup measurement when I'm making cupcakes or muffins, and I'm going to need some more. Let's see. But I think this is best because you don't want people to waste. So as we know, when you're cooking grain-free, things are more expensive than using wheat, which is so free, or excuse me, so cheap. So I like doing the right portion, so I don't see, if I see a half a cupcake wasted, I'm not going to cry because of all that money that just went down the drain. So just scoop. Okay, this is making about 10. Okay, so I'm going to finish these off with some chopped nuts. You don't have to do this, but I really like just the texture, contrast. You've got the tender apples, and then you've got the nuts. I call them pecans. You can call them pecans. You can use walnuts. You can use really any nut you want, or if you know, so whichever you prefer, or you can omit them altogether, and that'll be fine too. So these bigger ones are going to be for the teachers, and then after I finish this video, I'm going to make about 50 small ones to feed all the first graders at my son's classic education school. So they're really going to get a great hands-on experience tomorrow, learning about the letter A, learning about apples, and learning how to cook, which I think is so important. So I'm going to put these in the oven. They're going to bake for about 15 to 18 minutes. These, you don't have to be so careful for them to dry out because the apple is going to give the muffin a moisture. So I was really shocked. I thought I burned a batch yesterday, but they were still so moist, which was really nice. So I'm going to put these in the oven, and we'll be back in about 15, 18 minutes, and I'll let you see how they turned out. Okay, so these are out of the oven, and I am going to place them on a cooling rack. Oh, they smell so good. Anna will definitely want one of these when she wakes up from her nap. She calls them cake. She loves cake, but she loves all kind of food. Let's see. So these will be the muffins tomorrow for the teachers, and now I've got about 50 mini muffins to make. Let them cool at room temperature, and you can keep them outside of the refrigerator for the first day, but then it's best to move them to the refrigerator so they'll keep longer, because they will, they don't have preservatives in them, and they're not like traditional wheat muffins, so they will spoil quicker, but I don't think these are going to spoil anytime before they get eaten off. Okay, let's look at the texture. I mean, they smell so good. Oops, some of the apple come off, but that's okay. So soft. They smell like apple pie. And these are going to be great gluten-free treats to take to my son's school tomorrow while they learn about A. I hope you enjoy, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more videos. I'd greatly appreciate it. Happy cooking. Oh yeah, there we go. Now you can eat it. Is that yummy? Oh, you can't have these. These are for Connor's school. Say, see you later, everybody.
Bye.
Yay. Okay, so now that the muffins are finished, let's go outside, and I want to show you our honeybees and our chickens, and show you where the ingredients came from today for our recipe. Come see. I thought I'd give you a little tour here, and we'll go ride the golf cart to see our bees. We started out with one hive, and it kind of split off, and we now, I think we have 3. And we just harvested our first honey. We haven't harvested it all yet, but it has been really neat to learn more about bees, and just how amazing they are. I'll zoom in a little bit and you can see them at the bottom there. And we've got them some water there because we've been finding them in their pool, which is not good because they'll get in there and can't get out. see, I think we've got about 15 pints already, and we've got some more to harvest, and that will be soon. And this is our Taj Mahal chicken house. We've moved them over here to get them a little farther away from the house. But we can still hear Rudy in the morning doing his cock-a-doodle-dooing. We have 3 roosters. One is about a year old. The other 2 were kind of freebies when we ordered our golden lace Wyandottes. And so we have some brown hens. I'm not even sure what kind they are. They came from my husband's mother when she passed away. But the rest of these are our golden lace Wyandottes. Very pretty. They're only about 6 months old. We've been getting eggs from them for the past 2 or 3 weeks. We're getting about a dozen a day. You can see that old, I call them ugly rooster there. But the rest of them are just really pretty. They're a meat and egg chicken. I'm trying to remember how many eggs they'll produce a year. Not quite one every day, but it's a pretty high number. And they're just pretty to look at. And this is Rue, that we have had some problems with him. Actually, that's not Rue. Where is Rue? He's a little prettier rooster that we have. Oh, he's over there. Yeah, he'll want to attack sometimes, so not sure how long we're going to put up with that. But this is their little run. And this is their nesting boxes that my wonderful husband built. It's kind of hard to open. And there's 5 in there, and they go in there and lay their little eggs. I've already checked them today, or I'd go get one. And we've just got it connected there with some wire. Oh, and there's little Precious there. She's an Easter egger. We got her at the same time as we got Rue about a year ago. But it's fun watching them play, and we let them out in the evening. We used to let them out more, but there's critters, there's predators. So when you lose a few chickens, you don't do that anymore. So just wanted to show y'all the bees and the chickens. And we are really enjoying their eggs immensely. We're getting about a dozen a day now. And we're going through them just as quick as we can get them. But we do have probably 4 or 5 dozen in the refrigerator now. But just means I need to do some cooking this coming week. If you enjoyed the video, please comment below, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear from you. And let me know what you want to see next time. Thank you. Bye.